Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video, and today I'm talking about the Miami Heat potentially trading for Lauri Markkanen. Lauri Markkanen would be a great addition for this Miami Heat team to pair next to Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. There was an article on Bleacher Report of NBA trade packages and landing spots for Lauri Markkanen if Utah Jazz decide to deal the All-Star. And here was the proposed trade for the Utah Jazz and the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat would receive Lauri Markkanen, and the Jazz would get Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, pick 20 in this year's draft, and a 2030 first-round pick, which is top 5 protected. Me, personally, I think this would be a good trade for the Miami Heat. You're giving up 3 expiring contracts in this deal to get Lauri Markkanen, who is under contract for the next 4 seasons. I like Rozier, I like Duncan Robinson, but their contracts are absurd. They really are. It's, 2 good players, but at the same time, those are 2 really bad contracts. And Terry Rozier making over $25 million next year. You look at the numbers he put up this year: 64 games, 26 minutes per game, only 10.6 points per game, and 4 rebounds per game, not even 3 assists per game. This year shot 29.5% from 3. That is just not a good contract. That is not good play for the contract he has. You look at Duncan Robinson making $19 million next season. Duncan Robinson is really good. He's a great three-point shooter. He shot 39% from 3 this past season and averaged 11 points per game. But 11 points per game and 39% from 3 is really good, sure. Especially when you're playing 24 minutes per game on 37 starts in 74 games. But making $19 million next season and making that money just not good. And then Nikola Jovic, I mean, his contract isn't absurd. He's still on his rookie contract, Nikola Jovic, but it is an expiring deal, and he could be an opportunity. Trading him away could be an opportunity for Miami to get a all-star next to Bam and Tyler Hero. And he played very well when he was healthy this year for Miami. He did miss a little bit, almost half the season, played 46 games, missed a total of 36, and played 25 minutes per game. Great three-point shooter, 37% in his 3 seasons, 37.1% this year, 10.7 points per game, 4 rebounds per game. But like I said, expiring deal. So 3 expiring deals and 2 first-round picks. The first round, look, to me, and the first-round picks are not that bad. It's pick 20 in this year's draft, which you can afford to give up. And then 2030, yes, Miami might be bad in 2030. But if that pick is so bad, if they're that bad, if they are that is top 5 protected. So it would really suck if Miami's really bad in 2030 and you end up being 6th or 7th or 8th in the lottery. But it's still top 5 protected. So if the Miami's that bad, they'll get their draft pick back potentially. But that also makes you want to be competitive in the next 5 years and not be bad in 2030. But there is the positive that you could get that draft pick back if it is top 5. So it's not that terrible a trade to add in Lauri Markkanen, a former All-Star who averaged 26 points per game from almost 26 points per game, 9 rebounds per game in the 2022-23 season, averaged 23 points per game in the 2023-24 season. This year his numbers did go down to 19 and 6. But his minutes and his shot attempts went down this year. Minutes went down by almost 2 minutes, and then shot attempts went down by almost 1.5 this year for Lauri Markkanen. And so I thought, to me, I thought Utah at times played a little bit better of team basketball this year too. And the reason why I think some of those shot attempts and minutes per game went down. I know Utah was terrible, but when Lauri's out there and he's healthy, there is a lot of look. The Jazz, they're an interesting 15 seed, worst team in the NBA because they've got a talented roster. It's just not often you see everybody on the floor. Like you look at this roster: Lauri, Jordan Clarkson, Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, Keontae George, Isaiah Collier, John Collins. I mean, this roster is not. Taylor Hendricks. This team is not healthy most of the time, and so that's the problem. There was a lot of injuries for this Utah Jazz team, and they weren't seriously playing. Like honestly, you could tell they were tanking a lot of times. This year, I'll look at it. You look at this Jazz team this year, and you go to the standings, right? And you see they're the 15 seed, and you see that they only won 17 games. Just to me, this is my opinion. I think if Utah would have not been tanking and trying to lose games on purpose and playing their best players every single night, Utah to me probably would have, instead of being the 15 seed in the Western Conference, they probably to me would have been a 13 or 12 seed. And that doesn't sound like a huge difference, but that is about a 17 win difference right there. I think I could have seen them being better than the Pelicans and Spurs this year potentially if they play their guys and they don't have injuries and they're fully healthy and don't tank and try to lose games on purpose. So that doesn't mean Utah was good. I'm not saying Utah would have been good or anything. I think Utah still would have been bad, but I don't think they would have been as bad as they were this year. So, but Miami, Lauri would be a great addition. Great 3-point shooter, 37% in his career. He'd be a great addition, and that's it. So let me know your thoughts on the potential trade in the comment section, and peace out.